two-step in a box. Yeah, G. One, two-step in a box.
Welcome back to another edition of the 1 a.m. podcast. I'm Rashad Milligan, joined here by the other two members of the 1 a.m. podcast, Mo and Jelani in the building. Fellas, how are y'all doing?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Blessed and highly favored.
No, for sure. I'm cooling too. Yeah, without further ado, we kind of on a limited time frame because we want to go multiple topics, but we have to go start off with the breaking news today because everybody see the title. We already got some folks in here, stuff like that. Everything. Yeah, shout out everybody in the chat.
Hold on, before we get into that.
Yeah.
Anybody, anything anybody need to get off their chest? Any cries they want to let go? You know?
Good segment.
I cried right before we got on.
Okay. What's
you serious?
going on?
No, not at all.
I was about to say, I was like, he said the last episode, I don't cry. So I'm like, okay.
No.
Both of y'all was like, I do not cry. And I was like, all right.
I mean, I didn't say
I'm going to try it now. It just be hard for me to cry, bro. I really do be wanting to cry, though. It just be hard, bro. I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe I need to talk to a therapist about that for real. But we not starting off on that again. We're not doing that 2 weeks in a row.
Nah, facts. All right, bet, yeah. All right, Druski.
All right, Druski, man. So for those of you, man, who do not know or want to know what's going on with Druski, Druski and Odell Beckham Jr. have been named in the latest Diddy lawsuit. So yeah, without further ado, here it is. It's my first time seeing it. It's 87 pages. Of course, we're not going to go through all 87 pages because these guys had to get out of here by midnight Eastern and they got work in the morning. So yeah. With that being said, another thing that's interesting in this one, not just Druski, not just Odell Beckham Jr., we got Jacqueline Wright, aka Jaguar Wright. And that one kind of makes you look like, what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Jaguar was the one talking about she was talking about Jay-Z. She was talking about Diddy. She was talking about Ray J. She talking about the whole industry. You were defended in this case as well, Miss Mel. And big homie Cece, whoever that is, and some Jane Does. Trigger warning. This document contains highly graphic information following of the unnatural, including allegations of rape, SA, SB, kidnapping, and trafficking. Plaintiff Ashley Perham and John Doe and Jane Doe filed a complaint against defendant Sean Combs, Diddy, KK, Shane, Ruben Valdez, Pelletier, Odell Beckham Jr., Odell, Drew Desboris. Oh, I did not know that was Druski's last name. Did y'all know that was Druski's last name?
Nah.
The Boris. I know his last name. Jacqueline Wright, Jaguar Wright. Helena Harris Scott, Helena. Matisse Gonzalez, and you see the rest. Introduction. This case involves the RICO enterprise for the purpose of SA, battery, rape, abuse, false imprisonment, and kidnapping for the personal and financial benefit to the enterprise participants. Defendant Diddy has been sued by countless individuals for crimes similar to the ones enumerated in this complaint. Defendant Diddy is currently in a federal inmate awaiting criminal trial for crimes similar to the ones enumerated. I never heard the word enumerated in this complaint. Defendant KK is an employee of Defendant Diddy, often referred to Defendant Diddy as his right-hand woman. Defendant Diddy predatory behavior was constant and well known among several individuals, including Defendant Diddy's employees, staff, friends, family, and associates. In fact, Defendant Diddy's sons are also being sued for engaging in the same type of deviant behavior as their father, as pled in the Los Angeles Superior Court filing. Defendant Diddy was able to effectuate his crimes and evade capture and prosecution for his crimes for almost 30 years due to his position of power and influence in the entertainment industry. Defendant Diddy exploited his position and his relationships with powerful individuals to force these acts upon exploitation, fear, manipulation, physical threats, emotional abuse, intimidation, and retaliation. Had any previous victims of Defendant Diddy have been taken seriously and had Abettors reported defendant Diddy's action to law enforcement. Defendant Diddy's illegal and unfathomable behavior would have been prevented. Instead, defendant Diddy was able to rain his abuse and terrorism on countless victims for over 30 years. Additionally, had defendant Diddy numerous business partners and associates not ignored Diddy's deviant behavior, Diddy would have been unable to continue his pattern of abuse over a long period of time. All right. So these are the things, the parties. I'm gonna start searching for Druski. We just gonna search for Druski. We just gonna skip to everything Druski. Here we go. Defendant Odell Beckham Jr. is a individual who resides in Florida, previously referred to as John Doe, and the plaintiff's Perham's original complaint. Defendant Drew Desborez. Defendant Druski is an individual who, upon information and belief, resides and is domiciled in either Maryland or Georgia, previously referred to as John Doe in a previous complaint. Also, defendant Jaguar Wright is an individual who is either living in California or Nevada. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's the intro to the joint. Let's get to the nitty gritty. So I'm searching Druski, and we're gonna skip. Defendant Diddy then instructed another defendant to all right, to grape the plaintiff. Defendant Doe has been determined to be defendant Druski. Instead of immediately graping the plaintiff, Druski doused plaintiff with more oil lubricant. Oh my goodness. And then jumped on top of the plaintiff's naked and oil body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of the plaintiff due to his enormous Defendant Druski then caught himself sliding over the plaintiff's whole body and off the bed, and then I'm sorry. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Do y'all come on? Can we be real for a second? Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Like, do we really believe this? And I'm like 9 times out of 10, I'm like, yo, we should believe. Like, but like, I just feel like we've gotten so like that doesn't sound like some like. Come on now, like. Just the way that that's even written, like that doesn't sound like. Come on, man! Like you can keep going. It's just I'm sorry.
Go
ahead.
Cause that like before we started, I was kind of saying the same thing. I was like, cause with the whole Diddy thing at this point, it's like Diddy's definitely a monster.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just like there's certain opportunities that are being capitalized on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and especially hearing this talking about he was over here, he knocked the wind out of her, he was on top of her like a slip and slide.
That's not funny, but but come on, man, like what, like, because y'all making it sound like he's jumping off the top rope, like in a WWE match. Like, come on, man, like
they called him enormous in the lawsuit. They said due to his enormous size.
That's crazy. Come on, man. Like, I'm just very because like I told you, I've been on like a little social media break or whatever. So I didn't like I got the app on my phone just because we talk or whatever, but I haven't been checking the timeline. So
this
like
literally just broke.
Oh, for real?
Like an hour ago.
But I'm just trying to figure out what is Jaguar Wright's involvement in this.
I got you. So after we read the Druski stuff, we're going
to okay.
Right. All right. His enormous size. Defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over the plaintiff's whole body and off the bed, and then he began graping the plaintiff in her kitty cooter. While Druski was graping the plaintiff, defendant Diddy sat in the chair near the bed and began getting off while recording. Oh my goodness. The Grape by Druski. Another party's phone fell off the chair near the plaintiff. The plaintiff then attempted to grab the phone, but it slipped out of her hands and onto the floor due to the oil and lubricant that had been doused all over the person by the defendants Diddy and Druski. Diddy began laughing at the plaintiff's attempt to grab the phone. Throughout this violent gang grape of Diddy made constant belittling remarks to the plaintiff, including that he owed her now. At some point during this ordeal, the plaintiff remembers defendant's referring to another defendant Doe as Cornelius, and remembered the name because it was so odd and unique. Plaintiff came to discover the defendant Doe Cornelius, who raped her, was Odell. Plaintiff's body was becoming more and more limp over the course of the violent grape until eventually she had no control over her body, nor could she move her body. When Druski finished graping the plaintiff, KK entered the room to examine the condition of the plaintiff, who was barely able to move or control her bodily functions. KK examined the plaintiff to see if she needed assistance or was about to give the plaintiff an IV fluid. This is crazy. Plaintiff cannot be certain if she did or not receive an intervention. KK then opened a different bag, different than the one that Diddy removed the oil from, where the plaintiff observed several medicine bottles, IV fluid bags, and other unidentified powder-like drugs. KK then removed a pill from one of the medicine bottles and gave it to Diddy. Diddy then inserted the pill into the plaintiff's mouth and down her throat to where the plaintiff had no choice but to ingest the unknown pill. Diddy, Shane, KK, Odell, and Druski then exited the residence to the backyard where they smoked marijuana and cigarettes. Plaintiff remained in almost lifeless state in the defendant Shane's room until she finally regained her bodily functions. This is actually really sad. It started off funny and then it got sad.
Yeah.
Plaintiff then began looking for her clothes and her purse that contained her car keys and cell phone, but it could not discover them in the room or anywhere near the apartment. Plaintiff was only able to find a T-shirt on the floor where she put on to cover her naked body. Plaintiff also observed a black condom wrapper on the floor of the bedroom where she assumed that one of the defendants, likely Diddy, used during the rape. Plaintiff then found a knife with the assistance of Doe plaintiffs, excuse me, and headed to the backyard where the defendants were smoking, as that was the only way to exit the premises onto the street. Plaintiff concealed the knife on her left as she exited the apartment to the backyard area. Upon coming to the exit of the home, which led to the backyard, plaintiff was met by defendant Big Homie Cece, who was standing by the door between the residence and the backyard. By the time plaintiff was able to compose herself and come to the backyard, KK was no longer in the backyard, but upstairs on the patio and balcony with defendant Brandy. Doe allowed plaintiff to walk to the backyard where defendants were still smoking. Doe could not see the knife that the plaintiff had concealed on her left side, and it was obstructed by the oversized T-shirt the plaintiff was wearing. The plaintiff observed Diddy was still partially nude from the assault, while the other defendants had on their clothing. Shane then left upstairs portion of the patio balcony where KK and Brandy were already situated. Plaintiff then sat down to a makeshift seat in the backyard where defendant Diddy noticed her presence and remarked that he was surprised she was able to walk because he had given her enough drugs to take out a horse. It's not looking good, fellas. How we feeling now?
I mean, I still feel the same. 'Cause, I mean, she just added more. Like, the details, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we'll have to see if there's any proof to any of these allegations. Because it's just like just like with that one dude, Little Rod? Like,
Lil Rod had the screenshots from the surveillance footage in his lawsuit.
Yeah, but, like, that proved to be salacious. You know.
That's what they say. That's what they said about the Lil Rod lawsuit.
Yeah. Like, I'm almost positive, you know, like, but yeah, it's like, so that's why it's just kind of like, even with this, it's like, anybody could kind of, but I don't know, you know, it's like, you know, hey, I don't want to victim shame or anything, but it's just, I don't know, you know, it's interesting, I guess.
So,
you know,
how you feeling now?
I'm not gonna call her a liar. I feel like that might be taking it a little bit too far to call her a liar. It's just kind of hard to, at this point, like, it does feel like it's become somewhat of the initial, don't get it, like the initial, like when Cassie first came out and the first wave of people that was filing the lawsuits. Yeah, like I absolutely believe them. Like, 'cause I could tell that it was like, that it was real substantial stuff that they were saying. But it feels like every day. I mean, we've had so many different lawsuits. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard for me at this point to really say, like, okay, this is believable or this is not believable. You know what I mean? That's just a random group of people. I also think it's kind of the timing is kind of weird because I feel like I've seen Druski get asked about being at Diddy parties in like podcasts pretty recently. Like he's done a few like different comedy podcasts or whatever, and they asked him about just like joking around. Like they asked him like, "Have you been to any Diddy parties?" Just as a joke, and then his lawsuit kind of comes out. It's just that's a random group of people, and like I said, I'm still kind of curious to know like what Jaguar Wright's involvement in this is because the thing about Jaguar Wright is that she's never been, like really been a celebrity. She was a singer with the Roots like 24, 25 years ago. Her highlight of her career was being on Jay-Z The Blueprint.
Ain't no love in the city.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
Shout
I
out
don't
to
think
Ye.
she would be at any Hollywood parties at all. Like she's not even famous enough at any point to be, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, but we can keep going.
All right, cool. But yeah, pretty much what the rest of this page is saying, kind of skimming through it. Diddy, what gave he laughed and she did not receive a response. Uh, uh, then Diddy said to the plaintiff in a jovial, friendly manner, why they hadn't partied together before because it was so much fun, and he hadn't had any behind that tight in a while. And so yeah. So that's pretty much kind of what it seems like what was going on right there with the actual accusations.
You
Let's
know,
go to
I
go
was,
ahead, Mo.
I was gonna say another thing that makes me just kind of weary about some of this stuff sometimes is because sometimes like the victims, it's like you think like, well, what do you gain out of suing them? But it's like you put different celebrities' names into these lawsuits, and it's just like it puts the pressure on them for public controversy to be like, all right, let me just pay you some money so that we can make this go away. And then
100%.
so and then that's why a lot of lawyers love to just take on those cases and just try, because it's just like whether it's true or not, it's like now your public image is like we're having a whole conversation about this with Druski, and it's like some people, I feel like Druski gonna probably, if it isn't true, especially like he's just not going to even really entertain it for him. But if it's like, but a lot of people, they really be like, man, this can ruin like certain things I got going on. So let me just go ahead and drop some money off, and then they'd be like, all right, we'll drop the lawsuit now, and then just let it make it go away. So that's why it's just kind of But let's see what Jaguar Wright has to do with this.
Yeah, and especially after the what am I saying? The Jay-Z situation where the lawsuit got thrown out and the girl was like, "Oh, maybe I didn't remember it this way." And and now he's countersuing them for suing him in the first place and doing it right before Blue Ivy's premiere at the Lion King and stuff like that. Um, you know, I think, that was kind of a reminder to take all of these allegations with a grain of salt,
Right.
regardless of how many conspiracies were out before said lawsuits, because you just don't know what is real and what isn't.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. Most of the time, like I think the accusations be valid. Like most of the time, I don't think most women like just be making that stuff up. But it's just in the Diddy case, like it's literally. I feel like it'd be people they might have been around him for like a week at the most or something like that. It's just some of them is kind of like, all right, bro. I think you might just look like it's a cash grab now to an extent.
Another thing but I was looking at this though, like you said with Drewski, everybody like involved or next to Diddy, associated with Diddy, affiliated with Diddy and stuff like that, they've been asked, have you been in these Diddy parties? Have you witnessed some of the stuff that he's being accused of? And everybody said no. Everybody said, no, I've been to Diddy parties, but I never seen any of that wild stuff that they said. And I'm like, literally none of y'all? Like, so everybody that been to these, ain't nobody seen what these folks are saying. All of these folks on the other side is ain't no everybody innocent. That made me look a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even lie to you. So I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily Drewski and Odell Beckham Jr., but you know what I'm saying? I don't personally think everybody that says they're innocent might particularly be innocent. But you have to let due process everything like that. Everybody's innocent to proven guilty. Have to cover your legal basis because this stuff gets tricky. You say something about this, and you say, "I think Drew," boy, you end up like Tasha K. Tasha K got to pay how many million to Cardi B for the rest? Come on. So you can't just say that. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? You got to read what it says and stick to that. Allegedly, remember all these words because you will get Tasha K. So
Facts.
Yeah, after we figure out what Jaguar did or is accused of, I don't even want to stay on it too long just because I don't know, it's kind of depressing for real.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, all right, we on Jaguar now. Defendants Valdez and Gonzalez instructed plaintiffs to sign paperwork at gunpoint. When plaintiffs refused, defendant Gonzalez would pistol whip plaintiffs on the back of their heads. Defendant Gonzalez eventually gave plaintiffs a drink, which caused them to pass out. Plaintiffs spent the night at the hotel with defendants Gonzalez and Valdez, taking turns watching them. The next morning, plaintiffs were restrained and bound by their hands in the front and were placed from into a vehicle. Plaintiffs then saw defendants Jaguar and Helena. Helena. Upon information and belief, defendants Jaguar and Helena were in a small sedan, light color, whiter beige. Oh, sedan. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. Let me go back. I lost myself. Where we at? Where we at? Okay. Plaintiffs were then transported to the location of the plaintiff's parents' brutal assault on the Luma Vista Drive by defendants Jaguar and Helena. Defendant Helena was the driver and defendant Jaguar was a passenger. Defendant Helena warned the plaintiffs that if they tried to escape or run, then they would have to. Okay. All right. Defendant Helena also warned the plaintiffs not to throw up in her vehicle, saying, "You better not throw up in this car or get sick." Defendant Helena mentioned about having two partners as a backup who were bounty hunters. Plaintiffs were familiar with the defendant Helena as she had filed a lawsuit against superstar singer Michael Jackson in 2005 and filed a creditor's claim against the Jackson estate upon his ultimate untimely demise, in 2009. Plaintiffs were familiar with defendant Helena from her previous Michael Jackson lawsuits and had previously met with the defendant at her home in West Hollywood to determine the credibility of her claims if they were similar to the nature of the plaintiffs. Plaintiffs reported that defendant Helena multiple times to the LA and OC FBI field offices for her role in the crime syndicate with the defendants Pelletier, Valdez, and other individuals. Plaintiffs attempted to make conversation with defendant Helena, which she admitted was the same person who plaintiffs had met previously. Defendant Jaguar aggravated stated, "You let them know who you are? That's really great. Oh, so they're saying, okay, hold on, let me finish this. Plaintiffs noticed defendants had large brown bags and manila envelopes full of cash that was banded. It appeared that they were separating the large sums of cash to distribute as they were placing the cash into the manila envelopes. Defendant Jaguar discussed the defendant Helena how the party stated the first black owned network. Upon information and belief, plaintiffs believed that network to be Revolt TV. Defendant Jaguar and Helena discussed the other co-conspirators, but referred to them by middle names: Natasha KK, Pedro Gonzalez, Lyra Valdez, Cornelius Odell, and Larry, which was shortened to Lawrence Pelletier. When defendant Jaguar said Cornelius, it upset Helena, who said the defendants Odell and Druski were her clients and nothing better were to happen to them. The plaintiffs better not say anything about them or they would be unalived. Jaguar then told the plaintiffs that they would be taken to meet John. Plaintiffs now know that they were referring to Diddy. When defendants arrived at the plaintiff's Luma Vista location, it appeared as if they were waiting and coordinating for others to arrive. A large sedan arrived and plaintiffs were placed in the back with Valdez. Pelletier was driving. The plaintiffs arrived in a short driveway and curb. So it seems like all of this kind of they're saying what they're pretty much saying Jaguar Wright did was like she's pretty much I guess being like an accomplice to like the kidnapping or transporting of the alleged trafficking.
Yeah.
For Diddy.
Yeah, for Diddy. Yeah.
And see, this is the messed up part because it sounds like we're being or like I'm being insensitive because, like I said, I believe women like 9 times out of 10, but like, why is Diddy? Why is Diddy hiring Jaguar Wright to assist him with like? I'm just like when you go through the list of people, if you're Diddy to assist you in your sex trafficking escapades, how far do you go before you get down to Jaguar Wright? Like, out of all the people that you have access to,
Right.
I'm just like come on. I'm just not understanding how that's the name that you get to.
Oh, you got a response?
Nah, I agree. Yeah, it's just kind of like I don't know. This just sounds very crazy. I'm more like, as I said, the stuff that Diddy did, the FBI got. If this ain't in the FBI files, I'll let them figure this out.
Yeah, I think they're on the case.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is our takes on the Drewski Odell Beckham Jr. / Jaguar Wright documents and latest allegations with Puff. So, hey, it is what it is. That's what it is. If you missed this, because I know we got some folks in here, we got 4 folks in here. Shout out to the chat. You can watch the replay. It's coming out soon, probably tonight by the time I go to sleep. But yeah, and it goes something like this. This allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for the actual victims of abuse, but I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to the game, to the legal system, to peddle false narratives.
Yeah, I mean that sounds about right.
When he said the thing, I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what gave it away for me, Jelani Ammo, was when she was talking about the thing about riding with Jaguar Wright, and Jaguar Wright was talking about an all new black owned platform, Revolt TV. I said Revolt came about in like what 2015?
Like 2015, 2016. Like, yeah, around that.
Drewski won't even popping on social media until about 2017, 2018.
Really like 2019, 2020 was when
Well,
he really
2019, 2020. That's when he went like from social media to like celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But Drewski was popping in 2018. Like that's a stretch to say I was not popping in 2018.
But he probably wasn't popping enough to. This is back when he was doing like the quick, like
yeah.
He was doing like quick skits in his bedroom. It wasn't like multiple cast members and scene locations like it is now. Like this was probably in his early days when he was. You got a 2018. He wasn't even as popping as Shiggy was. Like Shiggy was the main guy.
Shiggy was the guy. Yeah, Shiggy was
in 2018.
And Homeboy too. Why you always lying?
I feel like that was more like 2014.
I was trying to give him the benefit of that. I was trying to give him.
He had a run though.
He had a run.
Like we done had this the Instagram like Twitter comedy thing has been around so long now that we've had like different eras of it.
Yeah, D's nuts.
That guy. You got the other Druski. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Fake Druski, they call him.
He be doing this. He be going viral every now and then.
Country Wayne made an empire off it. Now we got Malik B.
Oh yeah. He be doing the cheese skits and all that.
Yeah. Shout out Malik B for sure.
You know who's dummy funny? One of my favorite, Ben the Don.
Like he might be number one right now. Him and Juicy to me.
Ben the Don is so funny to me, bro. Like every skit is like it hit every time.
Because he got like a real it's not like stereotypical. That's the thing that makes Juicy special too. It's not just like black people in the hood be doing this. Like it'd be like
black people be like
exactly like it's actual detailed different races, different backgrounds. Like they're both very talented.
Ben the Don, like the fact that he be touring with Drake is just so random to me. Like, cause he's like every tour, I think he like hosts little stuff there, and I was just like, how did man get in that position? You know, like, but because when they came to Nobu, that was the first time I really noticed because like Ben the Don was with them, and then I was just like, I like Ben. I was like, why is he here with the OVO crew?
Drake, he go ahead, Jelani.
No, I was gonna say Drake be tapped in, like
Drake tapped in
with
super
everything.
tapped.
Like I really don't feel like there's
Music.
nothing that happens on the internet that he don't like be at least somewhat aware of. I don't know if he got people.
Y'all think Drake know who Tony Snow is?
1000%. Absolutely.
Yeah, he probably like at least heard something for sure.
He's aware of him at least.
1 2 step in a box. Yeah, Jay. 1 2 step in a box.